I'd rather be ranked high than not ranked high, so it doesn't bother me at all. Guys got to learn to play with expectations, and certainly, high rankings puts in a position where other people think they should be pretty good. So, but I really don't have a preference one way or another. If we weren't ranked, we'd use it as motivation. If we are ranked, we'll use it as motivation. So it really doesn't matter.
Frank talked about the difference in personalities between him and Devontae. One's the smiling, happy guy. He's the serious, angry guy. Is it kind of the odd couple? Is that why it works out there?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call Frank angry, but I would certainly call him definitely less emotionless as what Devontae is. But yeah, I do think that he's probably gives the appearance of being more serious, but people that know him know he's a cut up. But that's who he is, and I've never thought of them like the odd couple, but since that show was popular back when you and I were young, and nobody else here, I can see that. I can see that.
There is a new version of it now. I haven't watched it. There's a reboot of it.
Well, there's only one Jack Klugman.
And what are you most excited to see tomorrow night? What are you anticipating?
Same thing as always. Just see how we react to people in the stands, how we react to really guarding smaller, quicker guys and undersized big guys. Because that's going to be a test for us when you play as big as what we play. 6'8" on the wings and whatnot. Having to guard a 6'1" guard out there is always a challenge. And so, and the same way inside, having to guard a 6'4", 6'5" postman is a challenge, getting them away from the basket. So that'll be interesting. Just see how we react. We don't have everything in by chance, but Chip's not going to run everything against us, and certainly we're going to be a meat and potato group, and I'm sure they will be the same. But they've historically given us some hard games. I know our second year here, we're going back, we're preseason number 2 and won by 6, 77-71, I believe. So we know we need to come ready to play, and our guys will be excited.
Is there any extra emphasis on these exhibition games because you don't have that season opener tune-up before you play number 11 and number 1?
You know what? That's a good question. That I would say probably not, though. Yeah. I'm not going to change how we play in the first 2 games because we opened up with Indiana. But what I will say, we got to get our main rotation playing together and looking at different combinations. So we would probably do that regardless.
How comfortable are you with the roles going into this season compared to past seasons, especially considering your starters were most determined when Carlton seems to come back for the banquet?
Well, I don't know if I totally agree with that, but they have been our most consistent performers for the most part. So you can say that. Josh is going to start. I guess we assume Josh will start at the banquet. I don't know, but I don't know that I'm any more comfortable this year than we were last year. Last year, we had 4 of them guys that we knew would start, and we didn't know who our 5th guy was. And this year, we basically have 5 guys that we think will start, but we don't know what our best lineup will be yet. Still, because I still think playing small may be our best lineup.
Talk about playing small. We'll see some of that tomorrow. Are you guys ready to play something like that?
Yeah, but no, we won't be as good at it tomorrow. We worked on a few things, but we're talking about working on a few things like for 2 or 3 days. So we've primarily been practicing with 2 bigs in the majority of the time. But yeah, we'll play small some tomorrow. See what it looks like.
What are the pros and cons with it?
Well, I think you have better perimeter shooting. I think you spread the floor more, have more playmakers out there. Cons would be obviously scoring inside maybe and then potentially defensive rebounding. But it remains to be seen. I've always been a guy that plays inside out. You guys know that. But I've become more and more open to playing outside in because we've had to the last couple of years. I think this will be a team that needs to have balance, but I see us be a perimeter-oriented team more so than an interior-oriented team.
Personnel-wise, do you think you have better flexibility to do either one, though, this year?
Oh, no question. LeGerald's speed maybe last year would have allowed it, but in order to play small last year, Perry would probably have to come out of the game, and we didn't want that. Perry probably wasn't big enough to defend the 5. So this year we'll probably have better personnel to do that.
What's it mean offensively for Landon?
Well, hopefully it'll create more space for him inside. But you know, it could be around Landon, it could be around Udoka, it could be around Carlton. So what I envision is playing Landon and Carlton and Udoka. You know, if there's a 40-minute game and they were to play all 40, I could see them playing together 25 to 30. You know, two of those three, and then maybe 10 minutes a game or whatever, where we just have one of those three in the game.
You brought in a bunch of stud freshmen. I'm sad at the beginning because the level of play was so good here. LeGerald struggled last year, but worked his tail off in the offseason. How important is it for the freshmen to know that they're going to fight every second in practice to get some minutes?
Well, I think it is important. I think that's how you build good programs. I've never been a believer that just because a guy comes in with a lot of hype that automatically means he plays ahead of the guys that have been busting their tails in your program for a while. But with that being said, you know, the best players deserve to play. Whoever's playing the best deserves the majority of the minutes, and we'll do that fairly. We always do. But sometimes, you know, like last year, you know, whether it be with Sheck or whatever the situation, or Kelly even the year before, where he started 26 games, but people were on our butt because he didn't start the first 9. Well, you know, Selden's a pretty good player. You know, Frank's a pretty good player. Devontae's a pretty good player. So it was like we were still trying to find ourselves. But so all freshmen go through that. But I've never seen a freshman that ended up being better because something was given to him as opposed to him having to work. But you know, if they come in and work and earn their minutes like every coach in America demands, then talent will prevail. And certainly we have some talented young kids.
Health-wise, everybody's fully available tomorrow?
Pre-practice today, yes, everybody is totally available tomorrow.
Mention those 4 guards. Is it going to be, obviously, usually play inside out, it's going to be a little bit of a learning experience for you through this team, I guess, to learn that, play more like that?
Yeah, you could say that. Even last year was a little bit of a struggle for me, and the year before, because I've always felt like, you know, in close games you want to grind it out late and things like that, and you know, we haven't been able to do that quite as well as what we had, you know, prior to the last couple of years. And so, yeah, I could see that. I'm becoming more and more comfortable with it. But I want to give our guards freedom. I mean, nobody can say that we don't give our guys as much freedom as anybody else. And our guys will tell you all the time, I want them constantly about not being aggressive enough. So I want those guys to play as fast and be in attack mode the entire time.
Thoughts and emotions at the beginning of another season it's gone quick. This is 14 for you.
It has gone quick, and certainly it's been enjoyable. And I'm as excited about this particular team as any team that we've had since I've been here. You know, there was a lot of reason for optimism in year 2 and year 3 when Mario and Brandon and those guys were all freshmen and getting some experience under their belts. But certainly I can't imagine a scenario in which I could be more challenged, or we can be more challenged, and yet have the potential to be very good.